What's up, everyone? I'm Justin.
And I'm Nick.
And we're Fantasy Football in the Zone, and Week 1 is officially in the books. And a lot of these top performers, like Jamal Charles and all of them, underperformed. But in this video, we will be discussing the top guys you should target off the waiver wire.
And I want to just say before we start things off, if you have any questions, tweet us at FF in the Zone. We'll respond fast. You could also drop a comment and it will be answered on an upcoming video. That all depends on you guys if we get enough questions. Now, you want to start things off?
Yes, I will. And if the first guy I'm going to say you should target on the waiver wire is Allen Hurns. If you need a wide receiver, he's the top guy, the top wide receiver, most likely in the free waiver wire right now. And Allen Hurns, he was great in the preseason. He led the preseason with receiving yards, and he was Chad Henne's main target. Justin Blackmon suspended, Cecil Shorts injured, and this been his go-to guy. Toby Gerhardt was out a few plays, came back in, but Allen Hurns was the main guy, and his first 2 catches with 2 touchdowns. This guy had 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a monster game.
Very good.
And I think this could be a trend for him. And you're not really risking anything because you're picking him up, and I'm sure you could drop someone.
If your receiving core isn't that good and you don't have that top guy, a Marshall, a Jeffrey, a Calvin,
you pick up this guy with great potential.
Great flex option this week.
You're not starting him as your wide receiver 1, 2, but maybe a guy on your bench who could definitely move up your depth chart. Great potential.
Yeah,
and
I'll move on with Carson Palmer. He had a great game last night, and I suggest if you don't have that top quarterback, or you're playing the waiver wire for a quarterback, or if you have an quarterback that's injured, I suggest you start him. I start him in one of my leagues because I had Cam Newton, and he did great, over 21 points, 300 plus yards, and 2 TDs. That was pretty good.
Carson Palmer, like you said, you're not going to be starting this guy over your main guy,
every
but
week.
If he's a low quarterback 1, I think, and if you gotta have a guy who you're not happy with the matchup, or you don't have that top guy, I'm starting Carson Palmer, and it was a weird score, 18-17, but that doesn't really matter. And Carson Palmer is not going to have a pretty game. He's not going to throw for 500 yards, but it doesn't really matter. As long as this guy has solid numbers, that's all you're asking for. And he's going to be in the free agency. Go pick him up if you need that quarterback. And the next guy I'm targeting, probably my main guy on the that I would pick up off the waiver wire, is Justin Forsett. Ray Rice is suspended. He's not suspended. Released from the Ravens, and like you said, banned indefinitely. So the next man up was Bernard Pierce, but he fumbled and he got benched. Justin Forsett came in, had a great game. He had 70 yards and a touchdown. That's a solid week for a guy on the waiver wire right now, and you can't find that starting running back on the waiver wire a lot. So that's why I'm saying take your opportunity, go get Justin Forsett.
Yeah,
he can be a flex option for you.
Even if you have number 1 claim, I would put in for Justin Forsett. I think he's going to be a pretty good starting running back. Maybe he can move up to a running back too, but for someone who didn't start the whole game and put up 13 points, that's a pretty good day. The next guy isn't someone who I'd particularly put my claim in for, but I think you should acknowledge if no one picks him up, is Matt Bryant. He had 18 points, and if you really don't have a kicker, take your chances on this guy. It won't hurt you.
Like you said, don't put in a claim for him, but if no one else picks him up and you don't have a top kicker, go pick him up.
Drop your old kicker,
and the next guy I'm going to say is Kelvin Benjamin. He's probably not going to be on the waiver wire, but if he is, go pick him up. I actually like him above Allen Hurns. I made a mistake, but this guy is probably not going to be on the waiver wire. But if he is, he's going to be Cam Newton's main target. He's the only guy there, so go pick him up.
Yeah, agreed. The next guy is a tight end.
Dwayne Allen.
Yeah, tight ends are very scarce, and I like Dwayne Allen in this Colts comeback, although they didn't fully come back. In their second half rally, Dwayne Allen and Andrew Luck look good. Luck targeted him a lot.
I agree with you. And the next guy I'm going to bring up is Terrence West. Ben Tate gets injured a lot, and he left the game. Terrence West came in, had a solid week, and if he's on the waiver wire, I'd pick him up.
Yeah, the next guy is Hakeem Nicks, again with the Colts. He also looked good with Luck, and Luck would like to throw, and that's a pass-first team.
But I agree with you again, and I'm picking up. I'm also, if you have like one of the last waiver claims, I would put in for those top guys. But if you don't get any of them, go for Ahmad Bradshaw. Trent Richardson didn't look good once again, and I definitely could see Ahmad Bradshaw getting more carries than normal, and I think he can become a nice flex option for you. He had a great week, and I like him going on.
Yeah, the next guy I like is another tight end, Levon Tuliolo. He looked good filling Tony Gonzalez's shoes. Matt Ryan liked him a lot.
And I agree with you. Tony
Yeah.
Gonzalez, he even scored a few touchdowns last year with Tony
touchdown.
Gonzalez, and he scored that 1-yard touchdown by Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan had a phenomenal day. And they have
31
Julio
points,
Jones,
yeah.
Roddy White. Can't double team those guys because they have so many weapons. They actually had a decent run game. Levon Toyoyo, I expect him to dominate.
Yeah, he's going to get his pass.
He's very
he had
tall
like
also.
good 13, 14
Yes,
points.
he's very tall. He should see a lot of red zone targets like he did this game. And the final guy we're going to mention is Chris Ivory. Chris Johnson, really, he had a receiving touchdown, but Chris Ivory had a lot of touches, more than I expected, and he had a great day. And you know how Rex Ryan loves to run the ball. He had 102 yards and 1 touchdown. That's great, and I'd pick him up off the waiver wire.
Yeah, that's definitely a run for his team. If you have like a middle claim 6-7, definitely pick him up. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter. He had 102 yards and 1 touchdown. That's about 16 points in standard scoring,
but
not including.
If you have a last claim, middle claim, that doesn't mean go put in a claim for the top guys. That means put in a claim for whoever you want, and you get who you get. And that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like, leave a comment, and like Nick said earlier, make sure you tweet us or leave a comment below.
As soon as possible. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.